This is really good wine.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I brought a bottle back from my trip to San Paul.
Ooh, San Paul.
Yeah.
It's very sweet.
Dating can feel like navigating a minefield, especially when it comes to identifying the right partner. Unfortunately, many people encounter a type of individual who is more interested in their wallet than their heart. Gold diggers. These are the individuals who seek relationships not for love or companionship, but for financial gain. If you're not careful, you might end up sharing your hard-earned wealth with someone who doesn't truly care about you. But fear not, in today's video, I'm here to empower you with knowledge. We'll explore 10 distinct ways to identify a gold digger on your very first date. Whether you're a man or a woman, these tips will help you recognize the warning signs early on. Let's jump right in. Let's kick things off with our first sign. Focus on material gifts. Picture this. You've planned an intimate evening filled with personal touches. You arrive with a stunning bouquet of fresh flowers or a heartfelt handwritten note, hoping to make a connection. Instead of the warm smile you anticipated, you see a lackluster reaction. This is where you need to pay attention. If your date seems to only light up at the mention of pricey gifts or luxury items, it's time to take a step back and assess the situation. Gold diggers often prioritize high-value items over sentimental gestures, valuing material possessions far more than the thought and effort behind them. Now, let's dive deeper into why this behavior is a significant red flag. Our society often equates love and affection with financial status. Many individuals, especially those driven by financial motives, might overlook the emotional significance of simple gifts. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone showcase their wealth on social media? It's become a standard for many, and sometimes this mentality seeps into personal interactions. If your date's excitement hinges solely on luxury brands or extravagant dinners, they might not be interested in you as a person, but rather in what you can provide. Imagine you share a story about a time you helped someone in need or a personal accomplishment that brought you joy. If your date quickly shifts the conversation back to their latest designer purchase or exclusive vacation, it's an indication that they are more focused on material wealth than emotional connection. Genuine relationships thrive on shared experiences and mutual respect, not just on what each person can offer financially. But it's not just about the immediate reaction. Consider what happens after the date. If you find yourself constantly trying to impress them with lavish outings or expensive gifts to keep their interest, it's a sign you might be in a one-sided relationship. True love should never feel like a transaction where you're constantly trying to buy someone's affection. Let's not forget the beauty of simplicity. Relationships are built on shared experiences, cooking a meal together, going for a leisurely walk, or enjoying a cozy night in. These moments create lasting memories and foster real intimacy. If your date is only interested in high-end restaurants or flashy events, you might want to reconsider if this is someone who values you as a person or just your financial status. As you navigate your dating journey, keep an eye out for these signs. If your date seems more interested in the material than the meaningful, it's a crucial moment for reflection. Remember, the best connections come from mutual appreciation of each other's true selves, not just what's in your wallet. So, I encourage you to trust your instincts. If you feel like you're dating a trophy instead of a person, it might be time to reassess. The goal is to foster a relationship where both parties value what's inside rather than what's on the outside. Keep watching, because up next we'll explore the second sign to be aware of. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Let's move on to our second sign: frequent questions about finances. Now, imagine you're sitting across from your date enjoying a lovely meal, and suddenly they hit you with a barrage of questions about your financial situation. How much do you make? What kind of car do you drive? Do you own your home? While it's perfectly normal to discuss finances as a relationship progresses, if these questions come up too soon, it can be a major red flag. This behavior often indicates that your date is more interested in your financial status than in getting to know the real you. It's essential to recognize the context of these inquiries. In the early stages of dating, most conversations focus on hobbies, interests, and personal stories. However, if your date seems to jump straight into your financial background, it might signal that they're assessing your potential as a financial provider rather than seeking a genuine connection. This obsession with money can cloud their judgment and lead to a superficial relationship where affection is equated with financial security. Consider how this might play out in the long run. If you find yourself feeling pressured to justify your financial decisions or defend your income, it can create an unhealthy dynamic. Your worth should never be measured by your bank account. A partner who truly cares about you will be interested in your dreams, aspirations, and the values that shape who you are, not just your financial portfolio. Moreover, this fixation on finances can create an imbalance in the relationship. You might start to feel like you're being evaluated rather than cherished. The emotional toll of constantly feeling scrutinized can lead to resentment and frustration. Instead of building a partnership based on love and trust, you'll find yourself in a transactional arrangement where financial gains take precedence over emotional bonds. Let's also think about the implications of such behavior. If they're overly curious about your finances, what does that say about their past relationships? Often, individuals with a history of dating gold diggers may carry those patterns into new relationships, making it crucial for you to be vigilant. This pattern can lead to a cycle of disappointment and emotional turmoil, especially if you discover that your date is more interested in your wealth than in your character. So how can you navigate this situation? If you notice your date asking too many financial questions, consider redirecting the conversation. Share a bit about your passions or interests and see if they engage with those topics. This will not only help you gauge their true intentions, but also keep the conversation light and meaningful. Ultimately, the goal of dating is to discover compatibility and build a meaningful connection. If you feel your date is more consumed with your financial status than with who you are as a person, it's time to take a step back. Remember, a healthy relationship thrives on mutual respect, understanding, and emotional connection. You deserve a partner who values you for more than just your wallet. Let's dive into our third sign: never offers to pay. Picture this. You're enjoying a nice dinner, the atmosphere is warm, and you're both having a great time. The bill arrives, and as you reach for it, your date sits back, completely relaxed. If your date never offers to split the bill or cover their share, it's time to take a closer look at their intentions. This behavior can indicate that they may be more focused on what you can provide financially rather than on building a genuine connection. It's essential to understand the dynamics of a healthy relationship. While it's common for one person to treat the other occasionally, mutual respect and shared responsibilities should be the foundation of any partnership. If your date consistently expects you to foot the bill without even a hint of willingness to contribute, it can create an imbalance that may leave you feeling used or undervalued. Think about it this way. Dating should be about equal investment emotionally, mentally, and financially. If someone is genuinely interested in you, they should also be willing to share the experience, including the costs associated with it. A refusal to contribute can signal a lack of interest in the relationship itself, as they may see you more as a means to an end rather than a partner to cherish. Let's explore how this tendency can manifest in different scenarios. Imagine you've been on a few dates, and each time the pattern remains the same. You're the one reaching for your wallet while your date is conveniently distracted. This could lead to feelings of frustration and resentment. creating an unhealthy dynamic where you feel obligated to impress someone who's not reciprocating. Moreover, consider the implications of such behavior in the broader context of the relationship. If your date is unwilling to contribute to shared experiences, it may reflect deeper issues regarding their values and priorities. For instance, a person who is financially motivated may prioritize luxury experiences over emotional connections. This could lead to superficial interactions where the focus is solely on what you can provide, rather than who you truly are. Now, let's not forget that financial discussions can be sensitive, especially in the early stages of dating. It's perfectly normal for people to have different financial situations, and some may genuinely be in a position where they can't contribute as much. However, the key is intention. If your date never shows any interest in sharing the costs, it's crucial to assess whether they value you for who you are or simply for what you have. One way to approach this delicately is to introduce the topic of sharing costs early in the relationship. You might say something like, "I think it's great when both partners contribute to our experiences together." This can help gauge their reaction and reveal their true intentions. If they respond positively and offer to split the bill, it could indicate that they respect the relationship and see you as a partner rather than a financial resource. On the flip side, if they dismiss the idea or make excuses, it might be a sign that they're not genuinely interested in a balanced partnership. This is your opportunity to set boundaries and reevaluate whether this person is the right fit for you. As you navigate the dating landscape, remember that you deserve someone who appreciates you for the person you are, not just your financial status. A healthy relationship thrives on mutual respect, support, and shared experiences. If you consistently find yourself paying for everything, it's time to reconsider if this relationship aligns with your value. Let's explore our fourth sign, an obsession with status. Imagine this. You're enjoying a casual conversation over coffee, and suddenly your date starts raving about the latest designer handbag or the exclusive restaurant they just dined at. They're not just mentioning these things in passing. They seem to be fixated on the brand names, the price tags, and the social circles that come with them. If you find that your date frequently brings up luxury brands, high-end restaurants, or their social status, it's a clear signal that they may be more focused on appearances and wealth than on forming a genuine connection. In today's society, we're often bombarded by messages that equate success with material possessions. Social media plays a significant role in this phenomenon, showcasing a curated version of life where luxury is the norm. If your date is constantly referencing their latest designer purchases or the elite gatherings they attend, it might indicate they are seeking validation through their social status rather than through meaningful relationships. This preoccupation with wealth can overshadow the essential qualities that make a partnership truly fulfilling, such as trust, empathy, and shared values. Consider how this obsession with status can impact your interactions. You might find that conversations revolve around what's trendy or who's who in the social scene, leaving little room for deeper discussions about your interests, dreams, or values. Relationships should be built on mutual understanding and emotional intimacy, not just on who can flaunt the latest luxury item. If your date seems more invested in impressing others than in connecting with you, it's worth asking yourself if this relationship is worth pursuing. Let's also think about how this focus on status can manifest in different scenarios. Say you're planning a date night, and your date insists on going to the most expensive restaurant in town, not because they genuinely want to share an experience with you, but because they want to be seen at the right place. This can create a superficial dynamic, where the true essence of your relationship is overshadowed by social expectations. And it can lead to feelings of inadequacy, where you might feel pressured to keep up with their lifestyle or prove your worth through financial means. Moreover, this obsession with status can be a red flag for deeper issues. Individuals who prioritize wealth and appearances may have underlying insecurities or fears about their self-worth. They might believe that their identity is tied to their possessions, leading to a shallow approach to relationships. If your date is using material wealth as a measure of success, It could mean they are not equipped to build a meaningful, lasting connection based on love and respect. So, how can you navigate? If you notice your date's constant references to luxury brands and high-end lifestyles, try to steer the conversation toward more meaningful topics. Ask them about their passions, hobbies, or life experiences. Gauge their reactions. If they seem disinterested or quickly pivot back to discussing wealth, it's a clear indication that their priorities may not align with yours. Cyberpunk. It's also important to set your own boundaries. If luxury and status are not your primary values, make that clear. Share your perspective on what you find fulfilling in a relationship. A partner who genuinely cares about you will appreciate your honesty and may even be willing to explore deeper conversations that move beyond materialism. Ultimately, you deserve a relationship that prioritizes emotional connection over societal expectations. A healthy partnership thrives on mutual respect, shared interests, and genuine love, not on the superficial allure of wealth. If you find that your date is more invested in maintaining a status quo than in building a meaningful bond, it's essential to reassess whether this relationship is the right fit for you. Now let's dive into our fifth sign, an entitlement attitude. Picture this. You're treating your date to a nice dinner and they act as if it's the bare minimum they deserve. They expect lavish treatment without a hint of gratitude or appreciation. This kind of mindset can be a strong indicator of a gold digger mentality, where they take your generosity for granted and view it as their due. If you notice this pattern, it's essential to take a step back and assess the dynamics at play. An entitlement attitude can manifest in various ways. Maybe your date assumes you'll always pick up the tab, or that you'll constantly shower them with gifts. They might even express disappointment if you suggest a cost-exclusive outing, indicating that they believe they deserve the finer things in life without participating in the financial aspect of the relationship. This kind of expectation can create significant strain in your interactions, leaving you feeling undervalued and taken for granted. Consider the implications of this behavior. A person with an entitlement mindset often lacks empathy and appreciation for what their partner brings to the table. Relationships thrive on mutual respect and recognition of each other's efforts. If your date is only focused on what they can get, it can lead to an unhealthy dynamic where you feel like you're constantly giving without receiving anything in return. And over time, this can foster resentment and frustration, eroding the foundation of trust and affection that is essential for a lasting relationship. Let's talk about the emotional toll this can take. When you're in a relationship with someone who expects everything without reciprocation, it can leave you feeling drained. You might find yourself second-guessing your generosity, wondering if your kindness is being taken for granted. This can lead to a cycle of self-doubt and disappointment, especially if you genuinely care for the person but feel like they don't value your contributions. One key aspect of recognizing entitlement is to observe how your date reacts in different situations. Do they express appreciation when you treat them to something special, or do they simply expect it as a given? A genuine partner will acknowledge your efforts and reciprocate in ways that reflect the care and thoughtfulness you've shown. If your date consistently fails to do this, it could be a clear sign that they are more interested in what you can provide than in nurturing a meaningful bond. Another way to gauge entitlement is to pay attention to their reactions when things don't go their way. If they throw a fit over a minor inconvenience or act dismissively when plans don't align with their expectations, it can be a strong indication that they view the world through a lens of entitlement. This behavior often stems from deeper insecurities and a lack of maturity, making it essential to recognize that it's not just about you. They may struggle with their own understanding of relationships and reciprocity. So, how can you navigate this situation? If you notice that your date exhibits an entitlement attitude, it's crucial to set boundaries. Communicate openly about your expectations in the relationship and express what you value. Let them know that mutual appreciation is a cornerstone of any successful partnership. If they respond positively and show a willingness to adjust their mindset, it may indicate that they are capable of growth. However, if they react defensively or dismiss your concerns, it's a clear sign that their priorities may not align with yours. Ultimately, you deserve a partner who values you for who you are, not just for what you can provide. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, appreciation, and shared experiences. If you find yourself constantly giving without receiving, it's time to reassess whether this relationship is the right fit for you. Now let's delve into our sixth sign, ladder climbing behavior. Imagine this scenario. You've been dating someone who seems to have a habit of moving from one partner to another, each time opting for someone a bit more affluent or socially prominent. If you notice a consistent pattern where they have a history of dating progressively wealthier, it could suggest that they are using relationships as a means to climb the social ladder. This behavior is a significant red flag and warrants your attention. Ladder climbing behavior often manifests through a series of relationships that appear to be strategically chosen. Your date might have a history of being with individuals who have higher social status, wealth, or influence, which can indicate that they are more interested in what these partners can provide in terms of resources and opportunities rather than forming genuine emotional connections. This kind of behavior can lead to disillusionment, as it often prioritizes status over substance. Consider the implications of being with someone who exhibits ladder climbing behavior. If your partner views relationships as stepping stones to greater social standing, it can create a transactional atmosphere where love and affection are overshadowed by ambition. You might find yourself feeling like a trophy rather than a true partner, leading to feelings of inadequacy or frustration. In such situations, it's crucial to reflect on whether your relationship is built on mutual respect and genuine care, or simply on a desire for upward mobility. Let's look at some signs that can help you identify this kind of behavior. For example, does your date frequently drop names of wealthy or influential individuals they know? Are they always talking about their aspirations for social advancement, yet seem indifferent to the emotional aspects of relationships? If so, these could be red flags indicating that they view connections primarily through the lens of what they can gain. Another aspect to consider is how they react to your achievements. A partner who is genuinely invested in you will celebrate your successes and support your dreams. However, if your date seems more interested in how your accomplishments can reflect on them or elevate their status, it could further demonstrate a ladder climbing mentality. This can create an unhealthy dynamic where your self-worth becomes tied to your partner's ambition rather than your own personal values. As you navigate your dating journey, it's essential to engage in open conversations about values and relationship goals. Ask your date about their past relationships and what they seek in a partner. If their responses focus heavily on financial stability, social status, or networking opportunities, it might be time to reconsider whether they are the right fit for you. Genuine connections thrive on shared values, mutual respect, and emotional intimacy, not on strategic advantages. It's also important to reflect on your own values and what you seek in a partner. If you prioritize emotional connection, trust, and support, being with someone who exhibits ladder climbing behavior may not align with your goals. Remember, you deserve a partner who appreciates you for who you are and values the relationship for its emotional depth rather than its potential for social leverage. Another way to gauge your partner's intentions is by observing how they treat others, especially those who may not have the same wealth or status. If they exhibit disdain or impatience toward individuals they deem lesser, it's a strong indicator of their priorities. Genuine compassion and empathy are essential qualities in a partner, and you should feel valued for your character rather than your financial standing. Ultimately, recognizing ladder climbing behavior is about understanding the motivations behind your partner's actions. If you feel that your relationship is more about climbing a social ladder than building a meaningful connection, it's time to reassess your situation. Prioritize relationships that foster mutual respect, emotional support, and genuine love. Now let's explore our 7th sign, manipulative charm. Picture this. You're on a date and your partner is showering you with compliments, making you feel like the most special person in the world. At first glance, this seems lovely, but if you start to notice that their charm feels a bit too scripted or self-serving, it could be a sign of emotional manipulation. If they often use flattery to get what they want, especially when it involves financial gain, it's essential to pay attention to these red flags. Manipulative charm can be incredibly alluring. It's that magnetic personality that draws you in, making you feel desired and valued. However, charm can quickly become manipulative when it's used as a tool to achieve personal goals, particularly financial ones. This kind of behavior can create an unhealthy dynamic where you feel compelled to meet their expectations or give in to their demands, often at the expense of your well-being. Consider how this might play out in your interactions. Your date might flatter you excessively, complimenting everything from your looks to your intelligence. While genuine compliments are delightful, if you find that their praises always come with hidden agendas, like suggesting expensive outings or hinting at gifts, it's a clear indication that their charm may not be as sincere as it seems. And emotional manipulators often deploy charm as a means of disarming their partners, making it easier to achieve their objectives. Let's take a deeper look at some signs of manipulative charm. One key indicator is inconsistency. If your partner's compliments and affection seem to wane when you don't meet their expectations or when financial discussions arise, it suggests that their interest is conditional. Genuine partners appreciate you regardless of financial situations or material offerings, while manipulators often withhold affection to exert pressure. Another sign to watch for is the cycle of guilt and obligation. A partner who employs manipulative charm might make you feel guilty for not reciprocating their flattery or generosity. They may drop hints about their lavish lifestyle or express disappointment if you suggest a budget-friendly outing. This can place you in a position where you feel obligated to meet their demands, leading to a cycle of emotional manipulation that can be difficult to break. Moreover, consider how they react when you express your own desires or needs. If your partner quickly shifts the focus back to themselves or uses flattery to evade genuine discussions about your feelings, it's a sign that their charm is more about maintaining control than fostering a healthy relationship. Mutual respect involves listening and valuing each other's perspectives, not just using charm to steer the conversation in their favor. As you navigate your dating journey, it's crucial to cultivate self-awareness. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Pay attention to how you feel after interactions with your partner. Do you feel uplifted and appreciated? Or do you often feel drained and manipulated? A healthy relationship should energize you, not leave you questioning your worth or feeling guilty. And as you deeper within yourself, you start to be more empowered and more intentional. Additionally, don't hesitate to question their motives directly. If you sense that their charm is veiling ulterior motives, address it openly. You might say something like, "I appreciate your compliments, but I want to ensure we're on the same page about our intentions." A partner who values you will welcome such conversations and engage in honest dialogue, while a manipulative individual may become defensive or dismissive. Ultimately, you deserve a relationship built on authenticity, respect, and genuine connection. If you find yourself in a situation where charm morphs into manipulation, it's essential to take a step back and reassess the relationship. Remember, love should never feel like a transaction or a game of emotional chess. Now, let's dive into our 8th sign, interest in your lifestyle. Imagine this scenario. You're on a date, and instead of asking about your passions, dreams, or hobbies, your partner is laser focused on where you live, what kind of car you drive, and the brands you wear. If they seem more invested in your lifestyle choices than in truly getting to know you as a person, it's crucial to take a step back and evaluate their intentions. This kind of superficial interest can be a significant red flag in the dating world. When someone is primarily concerned with your lifestyle, it often indicates that they may be more interested in the perks that come with being associated with you rather than in forming a genuine emotional connection. They might ask probing questions about your income, your job, or the neighborhood you live in, not because they care about your experiences, but because they're evaluating your worth based on material conditions. This mindset can lead to a relationship that feels more transactional than emotional, where love and affection are overshadowed by financial considerations. Consider how this behavior can manifest in various ways. For instance, if your date is always suggesting expensive outings or showing disappointment when you propose a more budget-friendly activity, it's a clear indication that their focus is on lifestyle rather than companionship. They might even make comments that hint at their expectations, like, well, if you want to keep up with my friends, we should go to that upscale restaurant, or, this can create a pressure cooker environment where you feel obligated to meet their standards, leading to feelings of inadequacy and frustration. Let's also think about the emotional implications of dating someone who prioritizes your lifestyle over your personality. If your partner is solely focused on your possessions or status, it can lead to a lack of depth in the relationship. You might find yourself feeling like a trophy rather than a partner, where your value is measured by the car you drive or the house you own. And this can create an imbalance where genuine love and affection take a back seat to material concerns, ultimately hindering the development of a meaningful connection. To navigate this kind of situation, it's important to engage in conversations that shift the focus away from material possessions. Ask your date about their values, interests, and what truly motivates them. A genuine partner will happily share their thoughts and encourage a back and forth dialogue that enriches both of your experiences. If they seem uncomfortable or quickly revert to discussing your lifestyle, it may be time to reconsider whether they are truly interested in you as a person or simply in the image you project. Another telling sign is how they react to your life circumstances. If you're at a stage where you're still building your career or living in a modest home, a supportive partner will appreciate the journey you're on. They should celebrate your ambitions and encourage your growth rather than express disappointment or impatience. If their interest in your lifestyle comes with judgment or pressure, it may indicate that they are not the right fit for you. Ultimately, you deserve a relationship that prioritizes emotional connection over material evaluations. A healthy partnership fosters mutual respect, understanding, and genuine affection, free from the constraints of societal expectations. If you find that your date is overly focused on your lifestyle rather than who you are as a person, it's essential to reassess whether this relationship aligns with your values. As we continue our journey through the signs of potential red flags in dating, remember that you have the right to seek out connections that uplift you and celebrate your individuality. Stay tuned, because up next, we'll uncover the 9th sign to watch out for. You won't want to miss the valuable insights that are coming your way. Now let's explore our 9th sign, being quick to discuss financial struggles. Picture this. You're getting to know someone new, and instead of sharing interests, hobbies, or aspirations, they dive into their financial woes almost immediately. If your date is eager to unload their financial burdens early on, it could be a tactic to elicit sympathy and position you as a potential source of support. This behavior can raise significant red flags in the early stages of a relationship. Talking about financial difficulties is understandably a sensitive topic that many people face, but the context and timing are crucial. If your date brings up their money troubles within the first few meetings, it might signal that they are more interested in what you can provide than in forming a genuine connection. This can create an unsettling dynamic where you feel pressure to step into a caretaker role rather than enjoy a balanced partnership. Consider how this kind of behavior can manifest. Your date might casually mention their struggles with bills or how they're living paycheck to paycheck, often accompanied by dramatic stories intended to pull at your heartstrings. They may frame these discussions as a way to be open and vulnerable, but if it feels more like a ploy to gain your sympathy, it's essential to be cautious. A genuine partner will share their experiences in a way that fosters connection, not dependency. Let's also reflect on the emotional implications of this behavior. When someone quickly opens up about their financial issues, it can create an awkward atmosphere filled with obligation. You may feel compelled to offer assistance or advice, even if it's not something you're comfortable with. This can lead to a power imbalance where one partner feels burdened by the other's financial expectations, creating a relationship dynamic that lacks equality and mutual respect. Moreover, if this pattern continues, it can lead to feelings of resentment. You might find yourself in a position where you're constantly supporting your partner emotionally or financially while feeling overlooked or unappreciated. Relationships should be partnerships where both individuals contribute to each other's growth, not one-sided arrangements where one person feels like they're taking on a charity case. Another aspect to consider is how your date discusses their financial goals. If their conversations revolve solely around their struggles without any mention of plans for improvement or personal growth, it could indicate a lack of ambition or accountability. Genuine partners will discuss their challenges, but also share their aspirations and the steps they're taking to overcome obstacles. If your date seems stuck in a cycle of negativity without a willingness to change, it's a red flag that should not be ignored. Engaging in open discussions about finances is important in any relationship, but these conversations should come naturally and at an appropriate time, not as a means to manipulate feelings. If you notice that your date frequently circles back to their financial woes, try redirecting the conversation to more positive topics. Ask about their interests, dreams, or what excites them outside of their financial situation. A genuine partner will appreciate your effort to shift the focus and engage in meaningful dialogue. Ultimately, you deserve a relationship built on mutual support, emotional connection, and shared values. If you find that your date is quick to discuss financial struggles without a genuine effort to foster a balanced relationship, it's essential to reassess whether this connection is right for you. Remember, love and companionship should uplift and empower both partners rather than create feelings of obligation or discomfort. As we continue through our series, stay tuned because up next, we'll unveil the 10th sign to watch out for. You won't want to miss the crucial insights we have in store that could help you navigate the complexities of modern dating. Now let's dive into our final sign, comparison with others. Imagine you're enjoying a lovely evening together, sharing your thoughts and experiences, only to have your partner suddenly bring up how their friends live in bigger houses, drive fancier cars, or take luxurious vacations. If they frequently compare your financial situation or lifestyle to others, it may indicate that they are more focused on wealth and status than on building a meaningful relationship. This behavior can be a significant red flag, and it's crucial to understand its implications. When someone constantly compares you to others, it creates an unhealthy atmosphere in the relationship. Instead of feeling appreciated and valued for who you are, you may find yourself feeling inadequate or pressured to compete. This approach can lead to a sense of insecurity where you feel like you're always measuring up against a benchmark that is often unrealistic or superficial. Relationships thrive on mutual respect and understanding, not on competition and comparison. Consider how this dynamic can play out in your everyday interactions. Your partner might make offhand comments about how their friends are doing financially or how successful their peers are. They might say things like, well, my friend just bought a new car. When are we going to upgrade? This kind of talk can create feelings of anxiety and inadequacy, especially if you're content with your current situation or if you're simply in a different stage of life. The focus should be on your unique journey together, not on what others are doing. Let's also reflect on the emotional impact of being in a relationship where comparison is a constant theme. If your partner is fixated on wealth and status, it can lead to a superficial connection where love and affection are contingent upon material achievements. You might feel like your worth is tied to your financial success rather than your character, values, or the love you share. This can create an emotional chasm that makes it difficult to truly connect with one another. Another critical aspect to consider is how this behavior can affect your long-term goals as a couple. If one partner is always looking outward for validation through comparisons, it may hinder your ability to set shared goals and aspirations. Instead of working together to build a future that aligns with both of your values, you may end up chasing an elusive idea of success based on external standards. This can lead to feelings of discontent and frustration as the focus shifts from nurturing your relationship to constantly trying to keep up with societal expectations. To navigate this kind of situation, it's essential to have open and honest conversations about your values and priorities. If you notice your partner frequently comparing your lifestyle to others, gently steer the conversation toward what truly matters to you as a couple. Discuss your dreams, your shared goals, and what success looks like for you both, not based on societal pressures, but on your individual and collective values. Of course, it's also vital to set boundaries around discussions of wealth and material possessions. If these topics create tension or discomfort, don't hesitate to express how you feel. A genuine partner will appreciate your honesty and be willing to engage in meaningful conversations that focus on building a deeper connection rather than comparing themselves to others. Ultimately, you deserve a relationship that celebrates you for who you are, free from the weight of comparison and competition. Love should be about mutual support, shared dreams, and emotional connection, not about measuring your worth against others. If you find that your partner is more interested in wealth and status than in building a meaningful relationship, it's time to reassess whether this connection aligns with your values. So, as we wrap up this, remember that healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect and understanding. Stay tuned because coming up next, we'll dive into the 11th sign to watch for in your dating journey. You won't want to miss the vital insights we have in store for you. Remember, spotting these signs early can save you time and heartache. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insightful content from IQ Factory. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Until next time, stay savvy in your dating life.